Jason Anderson, Chairman of the Killen Town Council, and we are out of executive session. At this time, I will entertain a motion to extend the meeting to 11:20.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Grandelsky, seconded by Mr. Gambatista. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Now we're moving on to item 15D, consideration and action on a resolution to designate the town council as the executive search committee for the recruitment of qualified candidates for the town manager position. Can I get a motion to adopt this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Motion was made by Mr. Grandelsky, seconded by Ms. Barclay. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Just for the record, Ms. Wakefield did have to leave, and she left at
10:55.
10:55. Moving on in the agenda, next item up is item 16, council member reports and comments. Mr. Grandelsky, would you like to start?
Well, we had the Conservation Commission here. They presented the environmental award, and they're talking about a lot of projects that they're doing, a lot of work in conjunction with the rec department. They're doing a lot of work over at Cat Hollow. A lot of the conservation people are there on a regular basis, in addition to the other properties, Klondike, 1897 up on Breakneck Hill, Quarry Road, and they're on various properties in it that they're looking at things. And even up there on the Breakneck Hill property, I guess they're looking at, because the land trust, we are behind the land trust. Like the land trust has some property, and then the town has some property, so there's, to get across the two. And then there's they're talking about an access way. They may need to say some kind of a bridge, because it's a heavy wet area, so they're discussing how to do some of that. And Chase Reservoir comes up with the logging operation. They're very busy.
Thank you. Mr. Gambatista.
I had agricultural commission, which was good, always informative. They talked about community garden and kind of getting started for the spring. And then I attended an event, Fall in Love with Main Street, which was above the Sherwin-Williams. That was heavily attended. It was 170 people. It was quite an event. There was some good networking there. That was great. But the highlight was the recognition of the veterans that a bunch of us attended. That was very humbling to see folks, to hear the stories from Vietnam and the Korean War. That was just a great experience. One of my favorites so far, being on the council.
Thank you. Mr. Whitehead.
On the committees that I attended this past month, we already discussed everything
Thank you.
in depth.
Ms. Murphy?
I went to the Board of Ed. Most of it was talking about the budget, still explaining the budget. Dr. Nash did a very nice presentation about previous years and why she came to what she came to, that she's trying to eliminate pre-buying and right the ship that has been that way for several years with all the pre-buying. They're still coming in around 5%. I went to WPCA, and most of that was in executive session to discuss Frito-Lay negotiations.
Thank you. Mr. Cottula?
I had several permanent building committee meetings, and we pretty much covered all of that tonight.
Thank you. I had personnel subcommittee, which was executive session materials, and the cable advisory committee meets in next week.
I have nothing new.
Thank you. Ms. Barclay?
I didn't attend the Housing Authority because it was on the same night as Planning and Zoning. Planning and Zoning Workshop, they continue to revise the zoning regulations for planned residential development, site plan review, and special permit. from the Planning and Zoning meeting. Vidya Lawrence received a service award. There was election of officers. Keith Thurlow was voted as chair, Brian Card vice chair, and Mike Huco was voted in as secretary. They reviewed the bylaws, and public comment has been added to the workshop meetings. There was a site plan review of 350 Hartford Pike, which is 3.013 acres. It's village commercial. It's the Church Hall building, and there is going to be a breakfast. They're going to serve breakfast and lunch during the week, and dinner on Fridays and Saturdays. A special permit was requested for 89 Year Road for a garage repair service. There will be a public hearing on March 17th. The Dayville Fire District is requesting a zone map change for property they purchased, a budding property, which is currently medium density. They'd like to change it to village commercial because all of their property is village commercial. The public hearing is on March 17th. And special permit for 543 Warregan Road. It's general commercial, and they would like to construct 2 freestanding self-storage units, and the public hearing is also on March 17th. And that's it.
Thank you. All right. We'll move on in the agenda. Next item up is adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion has been made by Mr. Randelsky, second by Ms. Barclay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? This meeting is adjourned.